So we'll move on to the next one. It's called as interest rate derivatives. Interest rate derivatives can be used to hedge against the risk of interest rate changes. They include interest rate futures, interest rate options, and interest rate swaps. So we look at what is a futures contract. A futures contract differs from a forward contract in the following ways. The transaction in forward is an overtrade contract. In futures, it's an exchange contract. In terms of counterparty risk, there is more counterparty risk in forwards as it's an over the trade counter. No such risk exists in futures. In the nature of contract, the forwards are customer visible because it is only between the parties. But in futures, the nature of contract is fixed or it's a standardized contract. The size of contract also depends upon parties in forward contract. In futures, it's fixed. Maturity, it depends upon the parties in forward. In futures, again, it is fixed and standardized. Settlement is usually done only on the date of maturity, but in futures, it is like daily settled. Okay, so that is what we called as a mark to market settlement. Variation here, there is no margin or anything which is involved upfront, but in futures, there is an upfront margin and also a maintenance margin. The valuation, there is no valuation required in forward contract. In future contract, there is a mark to market settlement on an everyday basis. So we'll have a quiz. Which of the following most accurately describes a derivative security? A derivative always increases risk. No. Has no expiration date. Again, that is a wrong thing. Has a payoff based on a other asset. So that is the right. That is the name of a derivative. It derives the value from another asset. So answer C should be the answer. Yes. So we have another quiz. Which of the following statements about exchange traded derivatives is least accurate? So which of them is wrong? That's what he wants. They are liquid. Yes, because as there's a market, everyday settlement happens. So this is a correct option. They are a standardized contract. Yes, again this is also a correct option. They carry significant default risk. This is a wrong option because default risk happens only in a OTC market, that is for a forward kind of contracts. So this is wrong and they are asking which of the following is wrong. So C is the answer. Option C is the answer here. So we'll move on to what is the interest rate futures. Interest rate futures are similar in effect to FRAs except that the terms, amounts and periods are standardized. So it is an FRA but it is like traded in the market. Short-term interest rate futures contracts normally represent interest receivable or payable on notional lending or borrowing. So it is only notional. There is no full amount of loan or investment which is transferred, and only on a notional amount the future interest rate is calculated for a 3-month period beginning on a standard future date. So in interest rate futures, everything is like standardized. The contract size depends on the currency in which the lending or borrowing takes place. For example, a 3-month sterling interest rate futures March contract represents the interest on notional lending or borrowing of £500,000 for 3 months starting at the end of March, and 500,000 is the contract size. So if you see here, everything is like standardized. The contract is a 3-month contract. It is a sterling contract. It is an interest rate futures contract. The contract is going to end in the month of March, and it can be on lending or borrowing. The amount is also like mentioned here. So it is being like mentioned everything in a particular specific way. So that is what an interest rate futures is. In forward contracts, all these specifications can be changed. As with all futures, a whole number of contracts must be dealt. Note that the notional period of lending or borrowing starts when the contract expires at the end of March. The problem with the futures is, assume that you want to hedge something like 800 but the contract is available only for 500,000. So the problem is you can either buy a one contract for 500,000 or you can take another contract for 1 million. But you can never take a contract for 800,000. Okay, so that is a problem with futures, because if you take 500,000 contract, you cannot hedge for the balance 300,000. If you take a 1 million hedging, then you are like over hedging your position with 200,000. So there is always a under or over hedging problem with the interest rate futures. In forwards, you can create any contract as per the amount that you want. That's why forward contracts are very famous when compared to futures contract. Futures contracts are available with maturity dates at the end of March, June, September and December. So these are the ending or maturity dates for a futures contract, and they are also fixed. The standardized nature of interest rate futures is a limitation on their use by the corporate treasurers as a means of hedging, because they cannot always be matched with specific interest rate exposures. So there are some drawbacks in terms of interest rate futures, and that is why corporate treasurers don't prefer interest rate futures. In this slide, we look at how interest rate futures work. Interest rate futures do not move with interest as FRA does, because interest rate futures is based on the bond price and not the interest. Price and yield are always inverse in nature. If interest rates rise, the bond's price will fall, and vice versa. Borrowers will wish to hedge against an interest rate rise by selling the futures. That is, if the company has borrowed at a 10% interest, then the bond price would be 100, and they feel that the interest rate might go up and they want to hedge it. How do they hedge in IRF is they try to sell the future. Why? Because if the interest rate goes up, okay, that is what they thought. If the interest rate goes up, the price of the bond actually falls down. Okay, and the interest rate futures are priced based on the rate of the bond and not the interest. So if the company wants to borrow, okay, or if the company has already borrowed and they want to hedge their interest rate, that is, they are feeling that the interest rate will go up, then the company has to sell the futures. The reason is the current interest of 10% will give the market rate of 100, and if they feel the interest rate is going to go up to 15%, the price of the bond will fall. As the IRF is like mentioned in terms of the bond price, they have to go in for selling the futures. So the company has already sold the futures at 100 rupees, and the interest rate has gone up and the bond price has fallen, and now the company can buy the bond. So they have essentially sold it before and they are now buying it, so their company will make a profit of some amount. So that is how interest rate futures work. So assume that you are a lender or an investor in a bond, and you feel that the interest rate might fall down. So what you should do, you feel that the interest rate will fall down, so what you should do is you have to buy the futures. So currently the future is interest is 10% and the price of the bonds are 100. So essentially you first try to buy the bond. So the buying the bond is 100 rupees. So after a particular point of time, the interest would go down, like actually how you thought. So when the interest rate goes down, the bond price will go up. So at that point of time, the company can sell it. So essentially, they can make a profit. Okay. So you always have to think in vice versa. So borrowers sell futures and investors or lenders buy futures. They go in for buying futures. Okay, so that's how they are related. So we'll have a quiz. Which of the following statements are correct? Interest rate options allow the buyer to take advantage of favorable market movements. Yes, if you want, you can exercise the option. If you don't want, you can allow it to expire. An FRA does not allow a borrower to benefit from a decrease in interest rate. That is also true. Irrespective of what is the interest rate, you have to pay the interest rate fixed by the FRA that you have to pay. Borrowers hedging against an interest rate increase will buy interest rate futures now. No, borrowers sell sell interest rate futures. So that's what we saw. So this is wrong. So 1 and 2 are correct. So A should be the answer. The answer is A. You can reach me at my website wowacademics.com, or you can also see my Quora answers. I am active in LinkedIn and in Facebook page. So you can visit at these places. If you just type Shyam Prasad and Wow Academics, you will get all these links in Google search itself. And if you like this video, give a like, share to your friends, and if you feel that any points we have missed in this video, you can post it. We will try to give an answer to you in the comment section itself, or we'll also create another video for you. So thank you for watching our video.